Hey guys, it's Stephanie here from Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of Sola wood flowers in the United States. Oh, y'all, we've got a challenge. I've been challenged by a good friend to make a bouquet, a wedding bouquet, a bridal bouquet for $75. Can we do it? I think we can. Alright guys, we are going to take on this challenge. $75 is my budget to make a beautiful, wonderful bridal bouquet. Can we do it? I think we can. Let's jump into the tutorial. Alright guys, so what you're going to need for this $75 budget, I picked up from our shop our rose assortment. This is a fan favorite. It's all sorts of different roses. It's 50 different flowers ranging in sizes 1.5 up to 3 inches. You'll get 50 of them in a bag for $39.99, but this is what typically you would get. Now, the flowers that I get in this bag might not be the exact same flowers you're gonna get because it's a true assortment, but it is going to have 50 different roses at a fair amount of different styles, but you'll have a couple overlapping flowers in there. Greenery, all found in our shop. I'll give a price breakdown in a minute. I need to look at my notes. But the 3 pieces that we're going to use, we have lamb's ear, spring green pod, I should probably double check that one, and then a cream berry. I will make sure that we link to each of these items in the description below because words are hard and sometimes I mess up what they're called. So, there you go. Greenery is set. You're going to need paint of some sort. I'm gonna do 2 different colors for some of the flowers. I'm not gonna go crazy overboard. We're gonna use some of the flowers in the raw cream form as well. But I'm gonna take these 2 colors. This is from Deco Art Americana, Brilliant Purple and Napa Red. I'm gonna mix these together. I just did this recently on a different project and it made the prettiest purple-ish magenta. I'm absolutely in love with it, so I've gotta add that to this bouquet. It's gonna be about 2/3 of the Brilliant Purple to 1/3 of the Napa Red. And then I thought we would experiment. My favorite pink, hands down, ever and ever until the end of days, is Apple Barrel's Cameo Pink. I don't know what it is about this pink, but I love it so much. But I thought maybe we would just play, just a little bit. And so I also grabbed Sun-Kissed Peach, also from Apple Barrel. It's kind of a peachy tone. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of that into that, just to lighten it up, just a smidge, and we'll see if we like that. We're also going to use the handy dandy glycerin. If you wanna know more about glycerin, I will pop a tutorial down in the comments as well. It's the 3rd tip that we talk about of how you can use glycerin. This will help soften up the flowers a little bit if you're feeling that your flowers are turning a little too brittle or hard. And a much more in-depth tutorial about glycerin coming to you soon. It's not here yet, but it's coming because it's been asked. And then you'll need wires, some vinyl tape or floral tape to hold everything together. That should be it. All right, let's dye some flowers. right, guys, so the flowers are all dyed. We're gonna let these dry for 24 hours, and then they should be good to go to stem and start your bouquet. In the meantime, let me show you one little extra tip. So we're gonna keep some of these flowers raw, but when you get them, sometimes they're a little bit squished. It's just, it is what it is. So what we're going to do, like this one is really tightly rolled compared to this one. I'm gonna open this one up a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a water bottle that I do have glycerin in here. You don't need to have glycerin in this particular when you're using them raw, but it's what I have on hand. Just water is just fine. If you are gonna use glycerin in a water bottle, I do about 1/8 of glycerin to 7/8 water. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold it in my flower, spray it with some water, and this is just going to help loosen up the wood. It's gonna make it a little bit softer and pliable so that you can gently start to open up those petals. If you do it when it's not wet, you have a higher risk of cracking the petals, of ripping a petal, because they're sturdy, but they're delicate, all in the same time. They're a complicated flower. They've got all sorts of things going on. So when they're wet, they are more pliable, and you can kind of open it up. If you have a petal that's maybe curved in a way or something and you want to straighten it out a little bit, this is another way to do that as well. So this is now opened up a little bit more. And I'm gonna do that with all of them. The one thing to note of doing this type of technique, just like when you dye certain flowers that have curled edges or rolled in edges, sometimes uncurl. And it happens when it's moisture based, water based. So spraying the flowers down, you will have that same possibility of them uncurling. So I don't normally do this water technique on a curled flower, something like this, or something like this, because it will start to uncurl and then you're gonna get frustrated. Those, however, when you dip dye them, if you dry them upside down, normally they keep their curl. Look how pretty that is. That one was already kind of opened already, and we just really opened that one up. All right, I'm gonna finish doing this, and then we'll start assembling the bouquet. Magic, we're back. So 29 flowers are now stemmed, dry, all that fun stuff. And I thought I'd show you just a quick little tip on certain flowers. They will have, let's just call it a tail. They have a little tail, and it can make it a little difficult to stem these. But there's a simple fix to this. Take handy dandy scissors, just clip it off. Now you have a nice flush end tail so that you can put your wire stem in there. The only thing you want to be very aware of is where your string is, because that is what's holding your flower together. Grab a little bit of glue, twist that in, boom, bang, you're done. Okay, let's make a beautiful bouquet. And we'll see how many flowers we have left over. But I am thinking 30 will be plenty for this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're taking this greenery first and we're going to spread it apart, open up all of these different branches, give it some space to kind of breathe. Then we're gonna take our lamb's ear and do the same thing. We're gonna break this open, kind of. Just spread this out for just a minute. And we're going to nestle the lamb's ear into the center of this other one, and then we're going to just kind of adjust things. Bringing things in, bringing things out, mixing those different pieces of greenery all together. Like this on this side that you guys are staring at. Too heavy on the lamb's ear, not enough of the other fun greenery, so we're gonna move that in a little bit. Bring this out until you're happy with it. It's gonna be a semi-wild bouquet is what we're gonna create. Now the berries, I'm gonna add those in later. Okay, so that's our greenery. There you go. Decent size, okay? And I'm just gonna start putting in flowers. No rhyme or reason. I'm going from the top down, and we're just gonna set those in. Now this greenery does seem kind of tall, so we want our flowers to also We don't want to nestle them too far in here, otherwise they kind of disappear. At least not at first. Maybe you want to nestle a couple in, but I would start high first and then get low. All right, so we've got to add the berries. I decided in the middle of it, I don't want to add these. The flower shapes just don't match. These are so rounded, and all of the rest of the flowers kind of have slightly more jagged, not all of them. The American Beauties are definitely a softer curl, the Lovelies, but with the Sophias and the other ones in there, it's just a little bit, they just didn't jive so well. But now, I'm not loving 100% all of the lamb's ear that's sticking up. So what I think I'm gonna do is I am going to quick tie this off, and then I'm gonna take these off individually off the stems, and I'm gonna re-stem them and see if I wanna put them in the bouquet. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and we'll go from there. All right, now that those have been taken out, I'm feeling better about the wildness of it. It's still wild, but not like as wild as it was. Now I'm just gonna adjust the flowers a little bit, since now we're changing the shape of this. Like this flower in particular, I'm not 100% loving where it is. So I'm just gonna kind of scoot that down. I just binded this with bind wire for right now, so that it's still something that I can move and adjust. It's not a permanent, all of the wires aren't permanently in place, and they can still kind of move and glide. Y'all, I could sit here all day long just adjusting and playing with flowers, but I don't think that it's necessary. I think it's a success. Yes, that's the word. It's a success. $75. Well, let's break it down. Let's see if we were able to do it under the $75. I am going to wrap this up real fast. We'll pop a ribbon on it, and then see, guys, I'm just gonna keep adjusting. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop. All right, I'm gonna put a wire on this, or a wire, not a wire. I'm gonna put a ribbon on this real fast, and then come back, and we'll tally this up and see if we met the challenge of $75 or less. All right, guys, let's break it down. Let's do the math. Let's see if we got under our $75 budget. The lamb's ear is $13.99. All my notes are right down here. That's why I'm gonna keep looking this way. The spring greenery, that is $17.99. The berries, that we had that 3 case of berries, and then we did some greenery in there, that's $11.99. We used 27 Sola flowers. The set of 50 is $39.99. which breaks down to about 80 cents per flower. So let's do that math. 27 of those at 80 cents per flower, $21.60. Add that all up, it's $65.57. We'll add $3 for paint, which is actually generous, I think. Well, no, it's right around there. Get it on sale. But $3 for paint. We didn't use all of the paint either. $5 for extras. The stems, the ribbon, the little bit of glue that you need to stem up your flowers, all of that fun stuff. Give or take $5. And even with that, you could add a little bit more because our total, dun, 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 $73.57. How awesome is that? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It is possible to make a beautiful, wonderful wedding bouquet under $75. The other thing to note is that you can get these things. We have a newsletter and text message signups. If you ever sign up for those, there's coupons attached to that. If you sign up for the newsletter and text message, you'll be notified whenever we have a sale. So you can get these things as you need them or start collecting until the big day and then make your bouquet for even less. But yes, it is absolutely possible to make a beautiful, wonderful wedding bouquet for under $75. We won this challenge. Awesome sauce. All right, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments. We'll answer them as soon as possible. To find out about our 100+ Sola style flowers, along with greenery and other craft supplies, go to ohyourlovely.com. If you're loving these videos, can't get enough, want to know when the next one goes live, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell. And until next time, this is Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely. Bye, guys!